Human beings cannot stop asking what life means. Even those who claim meaning does not exist are still responding to the question. The search itself reveals something deep within consciousness, a restless movement that refuses to be satisfied with mere survival. Two philosophical paths confront this question with unusual honesty. One is Buddhism, the other is nihilism. Nihilism declares that existence has no inherent meaning, no ultimate purpose, no permanent foundation. It looks at the universe and sees indifference. It examines human values and finds that they are constructed, fragile, temporary. From this view, meaning is not discovered, it is invented, and what is invented can collapse. Buddhism also examines existence without comforting illusions. It teaches impermanence. It teaches suffering. It teaches that what we take to be solid, the self, the world, our attachments, is constantly changing. It also questions whether anything possesses fixed essence or enduring identity. Because of this, many people believe Buddhism and nihilism say the same thing. Both seem to dismantle certainty. Both seem to remove ultimate grounding. Both appear to strip life of stable meaning, yet their conclusions are not the same. One path often ends in resignation. The other opens into liberation. To understand where they overlap and where they diverge, we must begin with a simple observation. The feeling that life may be meaningless does not come from philosophy, it comes from experience, and this experience is where both paths truly begin. The sense that life lacks inherent meaning does not arise from abstract reasoning alone. It often appears in moments of loss, change, or deep reflection. A relationship ends. A goal is achieved yet feels empty. A loved one dies. The future once imagined dissolves. In such moments, the structures that once organized experience reveal their fragility. What seemed permanent was temporary. What seemed certain was unstable. What seemed meaningful can no longer support the weight placed upon it. Nihilism responds by concluding that meaning itself was always an illusion. If everything passes away, then nothing possesses lasting significance. If values shift across time and culture, then none are truly grounded. If human life ends in death, then purpose appears suspended over an abyss. Buddhism does not deny impermanence. It begins with it. All conditioned things arise and pass away. Every experience changes. Every form dissolves. Clinging to what cannot remain produces suffering. This is not a pessimistic statement. It is an observation. Where nihilism sees the collapse of meaning as a final conclusion, Buddhism sees it as the beginning of investigation. If everything changes, what are we holding on to? If meaning feels unstable, what creates that instability? If suffering appears when things pass away, what is the nature of attachment? Both perspectives recognize the same ground: impermanence, instability, and the vulnerability of human constructions. But recognizing instability does not yet tell us what instability means. To explore this further, we must examine a concept often confused with nothingness: the Buddhist teaching of emptiness. When people first hear the Buddhist teaching of emptiness, they often misunderstand it. They assume emptiness means that nothing exists, nothing matters, and nothing has value. This interpretation sounds very close to nihilism, but emptiness does not mean non-existence. It means lack of independent permanent essence. A wave exists, but it is not separate from the ocean. A flame burns, but it depends on fuel, oxygen, and countless conditions. A person lives, but is formed by biology, memory, language, culture, relationships, and time. Nothing stands alone. Nothing remains unchanged. Nothing possesses fixed identity, independent of causes and conditions. This is emptiness. Nihilistic nothingness denies inherent meaning and often concludes that value itself collapses. Buddhist emptiness reveals interdependence. Because nothing exists independently, everything exists relationally. Meaning is not destroyed. It is understood differently. A flower has no permanent essence, yet it still blooms. A life has no fixed identity, yet it still unfolds. Experience has no solid core, yet it still appears vividly. Emptiness removes the illusion of solidity, not the reality of experience. When misunderstood, this insight can feel destabilizing. If nothing has fixed essence, then what remains stable? If identity is fluid, then who are we? This leads directly to one of the most profound overlaps between Buddhism and nihilism, the questioning of the self. Most people feel that they are a stable center of experience, a continuous I that persists through time. This sense of self feels obvious, natural, unquestionable. Yet careful observation reveals something surprising. Thoughts change, emotions arise and pass, the body ages, memories shift, roles transform, even personality evolves. What we call the self appears less like a solid entity and more like a flowing process. Buddhism calls this non-self, the absence of a permanent, unchanging identity. Nihilism also questions stable identity. If the self is constructed, then its meaning may seem arbitrary. If identity is fluid, certainty collapses. Without a fixed self, purpose can appear groundless. Here the paths seem nearly identical, but the emotional consequence differs. If the self dissolves and nothing replaces it, despair may arise. One may feel unanchored, insignificant, erased. But if the self dissolves and suffering tied to self dissolves with it, freedom appears. Without a fixed self to defend, what must be protected? Without rigid identity, what must be feared? Without permanent ownership, what must be clung to? The same insight can imprison or liberate, depending on how it is understood. This is why misunderstanding becomes so dangerous. When people hear that the self is empty and meaning is not fixed, they may interpret this as proof that nothing matters. This interpretation resembles nihilism, but it is not the intended realization of Buddhist teaching. Despair arises when insight is incomplete. If one sees impermanence but not interdependence, life appears fragile and pointless. If one sees non-self but not freedom from suffering, identity feels erased rather than released. If one sees emptiness but not compassion, existence appears hollow rather than open. Both attachment to meaning and attachment to meaninglessness are forms of clinging. To insist that life must have permanent meaning is attachment. To insist that life is absolutely meaningless is also attachment. Both positions attempt to grasp certainty. Buddhist insight loosens grasping itself. When grasping softens, experience becomes fluid, responsive, alive. Meaning no longer needs to be fixed to be real. Value no longer needs permanence to be lived. This movement beyond rigid positions leads to the final distinction between Buddhism and nihilism. Nihilism asks whether life has meaning. Buddhism asks what happens when the mind stops demanding an answer. Meaning and meaninglessness are both conceptual positions. Both arise from the desire to define existence in absolute terms. But direct experience does not require such definitions. Breathing happens, awareness arises, compassion is felt, pain appears, joy emerges. Life unfolds moment by moment, regardless of philosophical conclusions. Buddhism does not resolve the debate by choosing a side. It dissolves the framework that makes the debate feel necessary. When clinging to certainty relaxes, experience becomes immediate rather than interpreted. Life is no longer something to justify. It is something to live. This is not indifference. It is intimacy with reality as it is. Without fixed meaning, we are free to respond. Without rigid identity, we are free to change. Without illusion of permanence, we are free to appreciate what appears. This is not emptiness as absence. It is openness as possibility. And from this understanding, a different way of living naturally follows. We began with the human search for meaning, a question that refuses to disappear. Both nihilism and Buddhism confront impermanence, instability, and the fragility of constructed purpose. Both question fixed identity. Both challenge comforting illusions. Yet they diverge in their realization. Nihilism often concludes that nothing matters. Buddhism reveals that nothing possesses fixed essence, and therefore everything is interconnected, fluid, and alive. Where nihilism may end in resignation, Buddhism opens into freedom from clinging. To live this understanding, begin with simple practice. Notice impermanence without resisting it. When something changes, observe rather than grasp. Question the solidity of the self. Watch thoughts and emotions arise and pass without claiming them as permanent identity. Cultivate compassion. When nothing is fixed or separate, care for others becomes natural, not forced. Experience each moment directly, rather than demanding that it justify itself. These are not abstract ideas, they are ways of living with clarity and peace. If this reflection has helped you see meaning and meaninglessness in a new way, take a moment to engage. Share what part of this teaching challenged you most. Let others join this exploration. Support the continuation of these reflections by liking this video, sharing it with someone who struggles with questions of purpose, and subscribing so this inquiry may continue together. Understanding begins with seeing clearly. Living begins with letting go. Namaste.